Welcome back to the channel. In the last episode you saw that we reached the port of Callao where we basically had one of our biggest inspections. Fortunately we cleared it, but I couldn't film the process because that would turn into a remark. Today I'm going to start you guys off with a cabin tour. This is essentially where I spend most of my time when I'm not working on a ship. As you guys can see, this is my little desk setup. It's not the cleanest, but it is what it is. I have a little living space where I can entertain people. This is the chief mate's day room. We also have this little key locker. As the chief officer, I'm in charge of all the stores, all the accommodation on the vessel, and I have to have all the keys for security purposes, so every key of the ship lies with me. This is my bedroom. It is basically a two-room cabin. Normally cabins are a lot bigger on different kinds of ships, but chemical tankers can get really small. I do have an attached washroom, and yeah, that's basically it. It's really minimal and really clean. Hello. You guys don't have to look serious for the vlog, it's okay. We have lives on board. Meet the second officer and the junior officer. These two guys were people that really stuck through and through with me throughout this contract, and I'm really happy that I got to sail with them because this team was one of the best that I've ever worked with. I also do believe it's time for an unofficial bridge tour. The screens that you're actually looking at in front of me are the radars as well as the ECDIS. If you guys don't know what an ECDIS is basically an electronic chart display information system. Basically, it's Google Maps for your ship, and that's what I'm pointing at right now. The radars are used for collision avoidance, and we basically have all four of them stacked together on one side of the bridge, which is basically your conning point. This is our ship's steering stand. We have a steering wheel, which does not look like the traditional steering wheels that you had on older cargo ships. We have two steering systems on every ship, number 1 and number 2, so it's a fail-safe backup. You also have an autopilot system, which we do switch to manual steering every time we enter a port or we're in heavy congested waters. Steering is an art that you basically have to pick up only once you're on board a ship. Over here on this console, we have the PA system and the bow thruster, which is what you're looking at right now. The PA system is the public announcement system, and the bow thruster is basically used turning the ship sideways. What you're looking at right now is the BNWAS, which is the Bridge Navigational Watch Alarm System. This is a system that's basically used to alert the captain as well as the officers in case somebody has an incident on the bridge or the bridge is ever unmanned. What you're looking at are the steering motors. Each steering system has a corresponding motor, which is essentially used to reduce any kind of emergency situation that will take place with respect to your steering gear. We have two telephones. One is a sound-powered telephone as well as the internal communication system on board the ship to communicate between the bridge, the engine room, and the cargo control room. This is the engine telegraph, which is basically used to adjust the speed of the engine. Right up there on those dials, you have something called a tachometer, which shows you the RPM of the ship, which is adjusted using the telegraph. The console right behind this has the navigation light panel, which has all the required navigation lights as per international regulations, as well as the various lights around the ship. We also have the echo sounder posted over here, which basically gives you the depth below the keel of the ship so that we can monitor the water levels and beware of shallow water dangers. And of course, we have our long-range radio system, which is pretty much behind in the chart room with our bridge computers, which is where we actually work. Looks good. Alright, it's officially breakfast time. We're going to head down, get something to eat, and get ready for another epic day of flight. Let's see. That vessel is super close. Like, this is our bridge wing. This is the view from my cabin, and that vessel is insane. I hope you guys enjoyed the little bridge tour that I made for y'all yesterday. We had to drop anchor here at Matarani on arrival, so I obviously couldn't do a very in-depth bridge tour at that point, so I basically shot all of it in the voiceover for you guys, and I hope you guys did enjoy the format. It's a little different to what I normally do. But yeah, today we were supposed to berth at Matarani. We have not berthed at Matarani because there's a bulk carrier standing on the same jetty that we're supposed to go to, which is a little odd, but we're waiting for her to come out. So the expectation is that tomorrow morning is when we'll end up berthing. So it's a chill day. Fortunately, it's a Sunday, so we had biryani for lunch, and it's going to take a couple of hours off, hit the bridge at 4 o'clock, and that's basically the plan for now. This is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful harbors I have ever been to. Like, we have mountains on all sides, including the cut rock at the back, a bunch of ships anchored. We actually have a little island over there, right there, which is pretty amazing. Definitely one of the prettiest ports that I have actually been to. Peru is so gorgeous. There's so much land here that's not really developed. But yeah, we're waiting to berth most probably tomorrow morning, so we'll see you then.
remember what I said, that we might be berthing early morning. 2 a.m. guys. Time to head to port. Do you insist?
You will have to maintain pressure between the tanks, no?
You think nobody's ever thought of the things.
We just made it to the port of Mata Rani. This port is super small. It is literally in the middle of the mountains, as you guys can see. The waterway between the sea to the breakwater was really narrow, and we had mountains on one side, the breakwater on the other side, and it was really tight to turn the vessel. So it was a little stressful, the entire pilotage that we came in. But yeah, we managed pretty well. The pilot was very, very nice, very senior pilot, so it worked out. We started discharging now at the port. We were supposed to come here at like 4 o'clock in the morning, but the pilot came on board at like 1 o'clock, and we berthed by 4 o'clock. So schedules got pulled back, couldn't get much sleep at night, but that's basically how it is at sea. You can't really complain about these things. And we've officially started discharging. I just came to my cabin. It is currently 6:15 in the morning, and use the washroom, and I go back down to CCR.
We agree to that. We will increase slowly. Okay, thank you, God.
That's actually happening right now. I'm going to roll back down to the CCR and probably get some breakfast. Second officer's still on watch. Third officer should be taking over at this point. That's basically it. Port operations are hectic, and it is what it is. But after this port, we're going to be tank cleaning like crazy. So I'm going to try and get some rest in the afternoon in the second officer's watch. But until the second mate comes back on watch, it's only the third mate in CCR. So I'm going to be around just to oversee the operation. So also kind of brings me back to the conversation I was having with you guys a little bit earlier about why I actually do these ships, and I still haven't figured it out. Like, I've been doing this since I was a kid, hard chemical tankers with multiple parcels of cargo and multiple operations, hectic tank cleaning operations. Like I told you, we're going to be in port for 24 hours, less than 24 hours, get out to sea and immediately start washing our tanks, because the next port is literally just 2 days away again, where we have to discharge again. Port after that, we have to have our tanks ready, because we're going to be discharging and loading almost simultaneously. And I still don't know. Maybe it's just because of habit. I've been on these kind of ships. The pay isn't even much more than soft chemical tankers. You can just do a soft chemical ship and get paid the exact same amount of money as chief mate and master, and you don't have the amount of workloads and pressures that you have. So yeah, I have been evaluating a couple of things. I still don't have a straightforward answer to this. I always end up getting hard chemical ships no matter where I go. Maybe somewhere in the near future I'll shift to soft chemical, and instead of carrying 17 parcels of cargo, I'll end up carrying maybe 3 or 4 and not worry so much about discharging operations and tank cleaning operations and wall wash cargoes and multiple parcels of cargo, which is what we do here. So I don't know. A lot of you ask me if chemical tankers are worth it. Yes, they are high-paying ships. They're definitely worth it, because you come out to sea to work and you work to make money, and the money is good. But between hard chemical and soft chemical, I'm not really sure. That's a choice you're going to have to make, and that's something you got to experience yourself.
I thought I lost it.
Start cooperation. Amazing officer's mess room. Poha from the morning. You pretty much see the entire deck from here. Cargo operations are on. Amazing messman, Mr. Freddy. Cappuccino, baby, cappuccino.
Yeah, coming up.
It's the galley. You pretty much go from the officer mess room or the crew mess room. So hot plates, where the cutting work and all the food preparation happens, baking and frying area, and that's where all the oils are. A couple of utensils here. These are the exits from the galleys, and we have their own special air conditioning because it gets super hot here. And this is the crew mess room. Honestly, I think people spend more time here than they do in the officer mess room, because officers are so damn busy on these ships that you don't get time to sit down, chill. So the TV is actually bigger in the crew mess room, because the crew actually gets some time to come down after their work hours. They listen to music, they watch movies together, karaoke takes place, so it's a whole shindig. That was essentially a super quick galley and mess room tour. The ship is a lot bigger than Freck and Aldebaran, which was my last ship, so yeah, it is kind of nicer, but we don't get to enjoy most of these facilities because of how hectic our voyages are. At least me as chief mate, I barely come down maximum for coffee like right now, but I have to run back up to CCR because discharging's still on. There's a lot of things to monitor, and you can't leave the junior officer or the third officer all alone, so it is what it is. Our super powerful cargo messman is here for cargo operation.
Good morning. We are still in port. just got my morning coffee. We should get done with cargo operations in another 4 hours. It's currently 6 a.m. I was lucky I could sleep in second mate's watch at night a couple of hours because this operation has gone on for more than 24 hours. And we have time cleaning after this, so it's been a pretty crazy time, but I got about 5 hours of rest at night, so I feel a little recovered. And back to CCR. Last 6 hours of cargo here in Matarani. Just got done with Matarani port, heading to the bridge for departure stations. Next port is Quintero in Chile, which is only 3 days away. We're getting out of here at about 8 o'clock in the afternoon. It's been about a day and a half in this port. We have to clean our tanks, so plan to give the guys rest from about 5 o'clock in the evening to midnight, and midnight we're going to start tank cleaning, so I'm going to see you guys then. Until then, enjoy the time lapse. Always.
You think nobody's ever thought of the things you think about when you're alone and it feels. You think you're crazy, but everybody's the same.
Morning. It is the next day. I got into work at about 10 o'clock this morning today. I am still horribly sleepy, as you guys can see, but can't do much about it. We arrive Chile tomorrow night, which gives me exactly a day and a half to catch up on rest, catch up on pre-arrival preparations, catch up on absolutely everything that is required to be done. So let's see how this goes. I'm currently filling out a couple of reports. Temperature log there for the remaining cargo that we have on board. This is the plan for, discharging. And yeah, that's basically it. Tank cleaning worked out pretty well. We managed to pull off a pretty good show, so I am really happy about that. And that's basically it.
Can't lie, can't lie, can't lie, can't lie. I thought I lost it.
Currently heading out on deck to see how the maintenance is going. The ship's rolling quite a bit because the swells are beam and the rolls are pretty heavy, so I gotta go make sure everyone's wearing their PPE, free safety harnesses, because they're working on the tailets today. So let's go. We recently got a bunch of maintenance work done here on the poop deck. So yeah, we got it. The next target is the basketball court. Gotta get that done as well, so that the boys can have some fun. But yeah, the poop deck's looking really good. This is our little OS.
I thought I lost it.
The gods have been really kind. We pretty much got a little bit more rest. The weather is still pretty bad. We are rolling and pitching like crazy. Spent most of today just doing paperwork. We were just notified that after we leave this port, we have 36 hours to complete our tank cleaning, which is pretty tight. And then we arrive at San Antonio with the same tanks to load and discharge other cargoes. So yeah, that's going to be pretty hectic. While we discharge in San Antonio, we're also going to have to do a SIRE inspection. So this never ends, and everyone is super down because of this, because we just cleared CDI and it's been crazy tough with the hectic schedule and people are just tired, and now we have a SIRE inspection, so it pretty much never ends. But let's hope all goes well. We are literally moving like crazy right now. Everything in my cabin is rolling because the ship is rolling like crazy. But yeah, that's basically that.
Can't lie, can't lie. I thought I lost it.
Currently on the bridge, we are still drifting outside of Quintero. The weather is still pretty bad. Junior officer's gone down for dinner, but the sky is absolutely beautiful, and the weather here, while we're rolling like crazy and the sea is pretty bad, the atmosphere, the temperatures outside are great. It is so nice and cold that no matter how hard the crew is working, how many hours we're having to work, the temperatures are favorable, so it's not too hard. That is obviously beneficial. But yeah, dinner, Sunday, we're probably berthing tomorrow, so let's hope it's during the afternoon or evening hours and everyone gets adequate rest and it's not at an odd time, but that's basically the plan for now. हाँ, fun story.
फ्रेंच फ्राइज दिया
हाँ. हाँ.
फ्रेंच फ्राइज एकदम फ्रीजर से निकाला वेरी कोल्ड
Okay.
एकदम फ्रोजन
Okay.
वो उसको फ्राई करना है.
हाँ.
व्हाट इट इज अभी उसको मेल्ट करना है ना.
हाँ.
पानी में डालना और बाद में वही इंफ्लुएंस तेल में डालते हैं।
Twins.
Hello, hello. One more cargo done.
Done.
How many done this time? 7.
7, yeah.
Ready for next port?
Super ready. Board ready.
Okay, so Quintero just got done. As I told you, we have 8 hours sailing to the next port, but I've asked the charterers for 36 hours so that we can clean our tanks. 36 hours is also going to be cut to cut, but the charterers are pushing us to get to the next port immediately because we're going to be discharging in San Antonio, which is also a Chilean port, and we're going to be backloading a certain number of tanks, which I'm going to clean right now. So as you guys can see, just an 8-hour voyage, but we have to clean our tanks, so we're around the clock, and nobody's going to rest, even though port operations were super hectic. So that's the reality of life on chemical tankers. How's it going? How many hours more?
Just 6.
Just 6 more? Maybe 7.
Maybe 7.
Not too bad. Should be fun. Middle of tank cleaning?
Yeah.
Mandatory requirements, right? Currently 1:15 in the morning. You can see the look on our faces. Junior also doesn't even have his face on camera right now because he's so sick and tired of life. But that is happening.
Wow.
That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. That tonight's gonna be a good night. Good night.
Don't check the wall, but you're gonna find another full stick until you fly.
It's officially 7 a.m. We have literally just completed the tank washing. Tanks are now on ventilation. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a really rough 2 days. As you guys can see from my face, I'm super exhausted. Mopping and drying is still remaining, and once we're done with mopping and drying, we're heading straight to the port of San Antonio. So there's literally no time off. But we got the job done, and that's what matters. That's what we're here for, and it's been crazy hectic.
Is it really enough? Giving my heart and my soul, but still don't feel like enough. Feeling inadequate, still getting after it. Trust me, the feeling is tough. Feeling is rough. Hold on a second, I'm thinking too much. Really wanna flow like water, but I don't drink it enough. Spending more time with my daughter. Really enjoying the innocence. Teaching her mind, I'm omnipotence. All of the things I've never been taught. Stuck in my mind, all of these thoughts throwing me off. But hold that thought just for a second. I got 2 incoming calls. Tell me that I am enough. Tell me that I am enough. Tell me that I'm not too much. Tell me that I'm more than fragile. Tell me that I'm more than fragile. Tell me that I am enough. Tell me that I am enough. Tell me that I'm not too much. Tell me that I'm more
is freaky shit.
Look, confidence I'm seeking, insecurity speaking, just another thoughts.
This is feeder, no?
Talking to myself like my nigga is
Acha.
couple steps
Acha.
away just from
Practically
diving
बाहर
off the deep
देता है.
end. I've been lacking
Leadership है.
love or it's probably bad
Proper
reception.
ship
Calling
है.
for a favor make me think they don't respect him. If that's all you need, then
Junior officer sharing his container knowledge with me. 3 months on a container ship?
I think more than 15.
15 months?
Yeah, 18 months. 18.
So 2 contracts almost on a container ship. Must line?
Must line.
In the tanker life?
Oh, super.
Yeah. Too much action. That's basically it. We got done with the first jetty at San Antonio, second jetty in 2 days. After that, we have the wetting inspection. So like ongoing conversation about why I actually do these parcel tankers. But to be honest, when you get into the workflow and you join a ship and you're doing these hardcore chemical parcel tankers, life seems terrible, especially if you're an officer because you're always doing 6 on 6 off. If you're a chief mate, you're practically always awake. There's not a lot of recreation, there's not a lot of time off. Yeah, that question does keep popping into actually every officer's head, that is this actually worth it? Once you get done with an entire parcel of 17 cargoes, which is where we're at, we have barely 4 cargoes remaining on board. Job satisfaction does kick in because you know you're one of the few people in the world who can actually handle this pressure, this stress, with tank cleaning every voyage, cargo discharging, simultaneous loading, preparation of tanks, cargo heating, padding of tanks, inerting of tanks. Different tanks have different requirements. Solidifying cargoes that might polymerize. So much action. Now that I've discharged most of the cargoes, it does feel pretty damn good. Probably at some level why I do this. Is it worth it? Now that I'm revisiting this conversation, no, I don't think so, because the pay isn't much greater than what it would be on a soft chemical tanker. So I'm not sure if it's worth it. But again, we don't choose this line. The line chooses us. We were put into these kind of ships. We got experience on these kind of ships, and I got promoted with that experience on this kind of a ship. So I'm not sure if it's worth the extra work. But is there job satisfaction at the end of the day? Yeah, definitely. I know that what we've done on this vessel is harder, more hectic, and something that only a couple of people within the niche maritime industry can actually accomplish. So you got to think about it, weigh your pros and cons. Today is actually Sunday, so given the guys rest, Captain wanted to do a drill this afternoon, but convinced him that we need to take some rest. Everyone is super tired, and he completely understood. He's a really nice captain to sail with. Fun fact, when I was a cadet on my first chemical tanker, this captain was actually my first chemical chief officer, and now I'm chief mate and he's captain, and the roles have reversed and times have changed, and we both management level officers together, so it is a really good feeling. So we've done one jetty in San Antonio. The next jetty is going to be most probably tomorrow evening. We're not sure yet. Working schedule is still not firm. We're going to have loading, discharging, and the SIRE inspection there. So let's see how this goes.
It's currently 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to be heading up to the bridge. Like I told you, I don't actually keep watch on this vessel, but the captain wants me to oversee the junior officers' watch. I have a bunch of paperwork anyways to do, so I figured I'd just go to the bridge while the junior officer is keeping watch. I can help him with the navigation part, train him, as well as keep watch myself and complete my paperwork on the side.
Okay, it's official. We are officially berthing this afternoon at 1600. 1 day of anchor was really, really nice, really relaxing. Let's go. It's action time. We're going to be loading and discharging simultaneously.
The hidden life of the junior officer. You think he does all the cool navigation shit, but in reality he does this. Tons and tons of paperwork. Enjoying your fresh career choices? Having fun?
And excited.
You look super excited. Tanker boy?
Think chief mates do a lot of work? No, we sit on chairs and let everyone else do all the work on the ship. Say that again? 2 days. That entire operation was 2 days long. And this is the final result of it. And that is also the final result of it.
How was the port? Had fun?
Very much fun.
You can see he's in the mood. Okay, it's a brand new day. Actually, really nice on the outside. We have left San Antonio. We're heading to Ecuador. Guayaquil is the next port. We currently have a bunch of cargoes on board. We loaded used cooking oil in the last jetty, and we have a couple of cargoes from the previous voyage that we're going to discharge in Guayaquil in Ecuador. Currently, tank cleaning, we have to clean 12 tanks because we discharged a bunch of tanks between Quintero and San Antonio, the last two Chilean ports. We obviously couldn't clean all of them because we had to prepare only the tanks that had to be loaded because we were on a strict timeline, but everything went well. The wetting inspection got cancelled at San Antonio, so we don't know if it's going to be at the next port of Guayaquil or not, but we'll see. Tank cleaning is in progress. Second mate is coming down actually to learn tank cleaning. Junior officer has gone up to relieve him. Junior officer will doing tank cleaning with me. So it is a beautiful day, and work is going on just like it never ends on these ships. Tank cleaning 101. 19 hours in counting. 19 hours of tank cleaning. I'm still here. Cargo control room. The others have all gone to sleep. I think it's going to be another 6 hours. So let's see how this goes. Good morning. It is another day. I am currently still out in the middle of the ocean. We got done with tank cleaning. We are currently heading to Ecuador, and the plan was to have a nice long voyage, finally relax, because we've been on a short run since I joined here. But guess what? We got new voyage orders last night, and we were supposed to be going from Ecuador to Panama, Panama to America, but now we're going from Ecuador to Costa Rica, which is only a 1.5 day voyage. Costa Rica to Panama, which is another 2 days. Panama to Colombia, which is another day and a half. Colombia to Guatemala, which is another day and a half. Guatemala to Mexico, which is another 2.5 days. And then we're going to New Orleans. We've packed up the voyage with new parcels of cargo. So reality hits you pretty quickly. All your planning goes for a toss, and that is reality of life itself. So steaming seems to be going really well. We're also stripping our tanks to make sure there's no water accumulation after we steam our tanks because of condensation. And it'll just be easier to clean and mop our tanks after that. Double jobs are never fun for anyone, but charter's requirements, so can't really do much. Everything is good. Gonna head back inside. So in the middle of all of this, captain decided to keep drills. So while the steaming is going on deck, and we're currently doing a bunch of different maintenance with respect to our tanks, I'm also ready to conduct the drills. We're going to have a fire drill as well as an abandoned ship drill, and it's going to be a pretty busy Saturday, you guys. It's days like this that you get super tired, but drills are normally fun because everyone's together, everyone jokes around, messes around, and you also get to learn, you get to teach the new crew about the ship, so it's not too bad. So yeah, drill time, let's go. In the evening, still on the bridge with second mate feelings all over again. I've spent so much time as a second mate, almost 26 months. So yeah, it's good to be back on the bridge. Time to miss it. Navigation is the best part about our jobs, and unfortunately as chief mate on this vessel, I'm not officially keeping watch because there's so much cargo work and it's such a hectic ship cargo wise. I changed to get a watch of my own on the bridge. It's a good feeling. What's up? New day? When are we arriving?
Tomorrow, early morning.
Are we going to anchor or are you going to berth?
Probably go to anchor.
Probably go to anchor. So we have technical superintendent coming on board tomorrow. So the ship is literally on fire. Everyone's running around on deck right now. A lot of preparations. Got to discharge 2 cargoes in the next port. 24 hours and action.
Covering up old asses.
Covering up old asses. we were just informed we have a SIRE inspection tomorrow in this port, and the company was a little late in informing us. They told us less than 24 hours before arrival. There's also a technical superintendent coming on board, which I told you guys a couple of minutes ago. So everyone's a little stressed because, you know, SIRE inspections, last minute checks are pretty crazy, and we were not expecting the inspection in this port because that was the last information communicated to the vessel. But yeah, you know, that's how it is. You got to be inspection ready in every port, and it's going to be crazy action tomorrow. Okay, so finally in the port of Gaiakul, wetting inspection tonight. We have a German inspector coming on board. We have garbage landing over here, so that's also heavy action. We have stores, and we're also picking up fresh water. Also, everything has to end in a period of 6 hours because the cargo discharge is only going to take 6 hours, so it's going to be a pretty crazy 6 to 8 hours in this port. After this, we're going to be changing terminals inside the same port to discharge another parcel of cargo. So, action, action, action. Haven't slept in really long, but we got to do what we got to do. So as you guys can see, we are currently anchored. We finished one terminal yesterday. The vetting inspector didn't end up coming on board. We were to wait the entire night because we were told by our agent that he will board our vessel at 1 o'clock. But he didn't. And we got out of that berth at 5 o'clock this morning, sailed through the river for about 5 hours, dropped anchor. Now we're heaving up anchor in the afternoon and jumping to the next terminal. And now our vetting is going to be this evening. So it's been high stress for the last 24 to 30 hours almost. Hopefully the vetting will get done, the cargo will get done as soon as possible, and we'll get out of here. We have tank cleaning planned and loading. The loading port's only 1 day away, so hectic, hectic, hectic. But the vlog continues, and I hope you guys are enjoying. Alright, so we finally made it to Gaiakul, hit the second jetty. The inspection did not take place, but it was quite an experience. Stay tuned for the next episode. Until then, thank you for watching, and see you next time.